Hi all, Rene here. I am here today to show you the deluxe scrapbooking workshop Into the Wild. It makes 3 layouts. This one was a lot of fun. This one uses one of our Cricut cartridges, and if you have access to Design Space, meaning you have a Cricut, I think a Cricut Air and above, don't quote me on that, but if you have Design Space, we do have a Design Space file for you. You just go to that website and it will automatically load as long as you have the Cricut Art Booking, Close to My Heart Art Booking cartridge. It will preload all of these Cricut cuts for you. So you do not have to find each one and put them on your mat and figure that all out. It's awesome. I remember the old days when you had to find each one on your Cricut cartridge, put it on your mat, move them around. This does all that work for you. Another fun thing we do with the Cricut is we cut stencils. So here are 2 stencils that I used on this project. I'll put them here on the black so you can see them a little better. And these are reusable. You can use them as many times until they start falling apart. This one was a little bit difficult because it has all these sharp points, but I think it turned out great. And then this one was a breeze to use, and I think I'll use this on some cards and some other things. So this is cut out using stencil sheets. So it's like a thin plastic that you can cut on your Cricut. So we have that, and I've already done all my stenciling, so that's already done. We'll get those out of the way. The kit also comes, let me put this in here so you can see it a little bit better, I think. It also comes with this wonderful stamp set, really good for travel scrapbooks. Lots of great stuff in this one. I really enjoyed using this one. I have a lot of vacation photos that I need to scrapbook, so this gives me a head start with these layouts. Then the kit also comes with silver embellishing thread. I am loving using this stuff. I used it, if you saw a video, I don't know, like a month ago, I was using this on some cards, and I thought it was going to be really hard to work with, but it really wasn't. I loved working with it, so I'm glad this kit has some more of it. It also comes with a pack of silver glitter gems. These are always fun to have on hand, and I'm sure, like most kits, I'm going to have extras left over so I could use them on cards or anything else. It comes with 2 different sizes. I like that they come on 2 different sheets, 2 different sizes, and they are very sparkly, which is nice because they add that sparkle and glitter, especially on cards, without glitter that comes off. I donate a lot of my cards to Cards for Soldiers, and they can't have glitter because it gets on their clothing and then can be seen with night vision goggles. So it's nice to have something I can put on them, but I don't have to worry. Then the other thing comes in the kit is one of our sponges. I cut mine in half in order to use it with the 2 different colors. And this is what we use when we're doing stenciling, is we use sponges, and you just dab. It's really, really simple. I remember, way back in, I think, the 80s and 90s, when we used to do a lot of stenciling and we had those stencil brushes. This is so much easier. So we've got those, and I'm just going to keep them in here, and I can reuse them again and again. And these are really, I like our sponges. They're really nice. So, and you can cut them into smaller pieces if you like, and then you'll get more use out of them. So there is that. Excuse me. So we're going to make 3 2-page layouts, and one of them uses a new size. Well, it's not brand new, but it's been out for a few months. Size of one of our page protectors. I'm sorry, I can't find my words today. one of our page protectors that's like a half sheet. So that'll be on these 2 right here on these last pages, and I'll show you how those work. So I'm going to go ahead and put on some music and get started. We'll see how long this takes. Hopefully it won't take too horribly long, and then I'll be back and talk a little bit about the projects. Enjoy. Okay, here we go. All finished with these. These were a lot of fun. There was some challenge. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, there was some challenge with this. So I'm gonna tell you the truth. And if you are a beginning, scrapbooker, I don't think I would pick up the deluxe kit. And let me show you. Let me grab my catalog and I'll show you. Now, for Into the Wild, there were 2 kits this time around. One was your regular scrapbooking kit, and that was this one right here. Okay, this one would be much easier. I think this one is actually really cute, and I might go ahead and pick this one up as well because it's completely different, but it coordinates and it has the wood pieces and the stickers. What I just did for you is the deluxe kit. The deluxe kit is, they say that it's includes various artistic techniques and scrapbooking formats. This is a little more advanced, so just warning you that if you're a new scrapbooker, maybe pick up just the regular kit and not this one. But if you're ready for a challenge, this kit's your challenge. Like I said when I started, there was a lot of really neat techniques. The stenciling, so this was the stencil that was used in this background. Just a really neat wood grain that almost sort of looks like zebra stripes when it's got stuff on top of it like this. So so that's what I used there. And then I did do some stitching just with my journaling pen. And you know what? I'm going to give you a sneak peek. I don't know if I'm supposed to, and I'm not sure if I'll get in trouble for it, but we're going to do it anyway. We have some new pens coming. Ta-da! And they have a little tiny brush tip. So these are coming in September. That's all you get. That's your sneak peek. I think I'm allowed to do 15 seconds of a sneak peek. So there you go. But I just used a regular journaling pen, just a flare. And then a lot of these pieces were cut out with the Cricut. And this is from the stamp set. You'll notice that I couldn't find this little piece that's supposed to go behind it. It was stuck in another bag. Even my husband was helping me look, thinking maybe it had fallen on the floor when I had opened the bags of stuff. So, and you'll notice that they didn't line up completely because my cutting wasn't perfectly, so I will trim those down before I put them in the page protectors, and no one will ever know. You'll know because you saw the video, but other than that, no one will ever know. So this is going to be really fun to put some hiking pictures in, I think. Okay, this one, as I was putting it together, this is just going to be a truthful. I am not one who loves it when I see this kind of stuff going on because I know how much work it is. And there are times, like, well, today, that I really wanted to do something quick and easy. And it actually turned out easier than I expected. So there you go. Now this area here is for journaling, and I really love the way this came out, and it has so much going on. It has mini staples, it has the bling. This right here was done with this stencil to create a texture on the page. It was also used on these 2 pieces with just this one stencil. So you can see that by using a stencil and just a little bit of ink, you really can get some texture and some movement going on your page. Let's see what else. These were some Cricut cuts, and I love the way these came out, and I almost forgot to put the little bling on the little periods after ready, set, go. I don't know if you can see them sparkling. They might sparkle. There's a little bit. They really, in person, they look great, and I think they really add to the page. And so there was that. And then, okay, when I saw this one, I went, oh my gosh, those diamonds are probably going to kill me. But you know what? they were actually easier than I expected as well. One thing I would do differently though, if you're putting this together, is put the top and the bottom on, then fit these in so that you have equal space between them. Then you can fit the rest of these in. Or I'd say put this one on and then put that one on. It turned out really cute, but I was a little concerned about it. But like I said, it really wasn't as hard as I was expecting it to be. I do that to myself a lot. I hype things up to be so hard and get myself all wound around the axle, as my husband would say. And then it turns out not to be so bad. So, and who was it? Was forget who was it said, you have nothing to fear but fear itself. Yeah, fear for me is, the fear of something is worse than the actual something 99% of the time. So this was cut from the Cricut, and I really like that font. Again, this is from the Scrapbooking cartridge. Let me make sure I've got that right. I've been working on this project now for almost 2 hours. Let's see. Scrapbooking. Yep, Scrapbooking. So, and I said working on it for 2 hours. There'll be a couple of edits in here that you won't see where I stopped and I went and got some coffee and then remembered we're having pizza tonight, so I had to go take out some sausage from the freezer. So in and out, it's been 2 hours. I'd say probably actual crafting, probably a little over an hour and a half. So not too bad for 3 full layouts. And then the very last layout is actually this 6x12 flip flap. I'm sorry, you'll see that I had the wrong size flip flap to start with. I did that by accident. That was my fault, so I went and grabbed the right one. It's 6 inches wide by 12 inches tall. It's a half-page flip flap. We do sell these. I think they're great. I really love pocket scrapbooking. If you've never done pocket scrapbooking, it's great for a beginner because you just create little pages. And if you don't want to create a page like this one, it's just a photo. And let me show you their idea. So right here down in the bottom, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to, let me see if I can get that. There we go. On here, you'll see that they stamped our travels, and that's just done with stays on ink. That will stay on, hence the name, to pictures. So that's one way to decorate your pictures up. You could also put some of these on your pictures, any other kind of stickers you have. You could do all kinds of fun things with pocket scrapbooking. So on this one, we've got some really fun little areas. Now, the other thing is these are 3x4s. We do sell ones that have 3x4 wells in them, but what I like to do is just use the 4x6 well, and you saw me use just a little bit of tape from my tape dispenser to hold them together. It's not to make them permanently held together, it's just to keep them together so that they don't slide apart and you get a gap. That's all it is. So I love the way this turned out. Used a little bit of the thread. And then I really like this one. Now you will see I made a mistake on this one. I had cut off, or I had somehow cut my paper incorrectly, and I ended up with, it was supposed to be that little chunk that was taken out for another project was supposed to be taken out right here, so it was covered up by the mountain. Well, as you could tell, somehow I got it turned upside down, and this is typewritten, so it does have a one-way design, so I couldn't just flip it. I looked to see if the other side would work. The other side wouldn't work. So what I did was I had an extra of one of these circles that I had cut in half from earlier when I was putting the kit together. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to stick that up in the corner and see how it looks. At first I thought, well, it's not really going to look like a moon or the sun because it's, a weird pink, but it ends up going very well with the arrow. So I know I've quoted Bob Ross before, but happy little accidents, no mistakes, happy little accidents. So, and then this was real fun. This this one right here was part of the stamp set and was the stencil. So I stenciled the background, then I stamped. Now I want to show you something that I do with my stamps. I am not afraid to do these things. I do it all the time. It doesn't hurt the stamps. I actually cut Go Wild apart, and that way I could stamp the tree in green. So all you do is just use your scissors. So there's the little tree. And if you ever wanted it to be back together, it's like a little puzzle and it fits perfectly back in there on your stamp block. So you could put it back in with no problem. I do that all the time. I cut things apart all the time. So did I do it with Happy Trails? I may have done it with Happy Trails. I think Happy Trails was one stamp. Is that right? Yes, Happy Trails was one stamp, and I actually cut that one apart. Because you'll see that when you used Happy Trails, you did the happy right on the page, and then Trails was on a banner. So you could just put a sticky note over it when you're inking it up, so that you don't get it dirty. I just thought, you know what? I'm just gonna cut it apart, and you can't tell. I mean, it's absolutely fine. That's the beauty of these kind of stamps. You can cut them apart, you can put them together, you can do all kinds of things with them. Second generation stamping, third generation stamping, to get different looks, to get different tones of your ink. Stamping is one of my favorite things. So that is the entire scrapbook set for Into the Wild. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll give it a try. And if you're interested in anything that I've shown you today, any of the techniques, if you want to see them a little more closely, if you want me to do like a mini video just showing you how to maybe use a stencil, I am more than happy to do that. I just don't want to do it if it's boring and nobody really wants to see that. But if you do, you just leave me a comment down below. I will be more than happy to put together a quick little video showing you how to use these stencils. And if you have any questions on how to use your Cricut, how to use the cartridges, Design Space, go ahead and leave those questions for me down below as well, and I will be more than happy to do a video on those and help you out. Using the Cricut, I've been using the Cricut. Got my first Cricut in 2012 to get ready for my wedding. And ever since then I've been hooked, and I'm on my fourth machine. I've tried all the different machines. I have the Brother Scan and Cut, I have a Cameo, I had a Cricut Expression, which was the first edition, and I now have a Cricut Air. And I've loved them all. They've all had a reason, but I do have to say I think the Cricut Air is the one that I use the most. So if you're in the market for a Cricut machine, have any questions on that, just leave me a comment. I'll be happy to talk to you about it and share what I've learned. But in the meantime, if you aren't a subscriber, I would love for you to be a subscriber. That would be wonderful. And if you have any other questions, please leave them down below or any comments. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.